Alright, so today's goal of this lecture is to help you solve and find quality information 500% to 1000% faster than you currently do with 90% plus accuracy. Which means, I'm guessing right now, you take maybe 10 videos in YouTube or maybe 10 courses and only one of them is probably okay or good. And so for the goal of this whole lecture, my promise to you is to teach you how and which source of information is the best and which you can just forget about and just never go back to. So in the description below, you're going to see what we're going to be covering. This is going to be the table of content, the timestamp thing. Just click which one that you're most interested in and just go watch that. So I'm going to start with the main principles of this best information lecture. Anything that is free, you can just think of it that it's mostly garbage. And the reason why it's mostly garbage is because, just think about it. Everyone needs to eat. Everyone's trying to make a living. No one in the world is going to give out the best knowledge for free. Because if so, what are they going to eat? What are they going to sell to make a living? Hamza, I think it's Hamza, says this quote to many YouTubers do this actually. They give away all the secrets, you know, they give you all the value bomb, they tell you about the most shocking thing in the entire world, like, oh my god, this shit. And then, they'll tell you this. So a great example would be Imam Ghazi. Pretty sure you watched this guy many times, the millionaire money guy. So, let's look at this video. This, I think is right here. So you can see, this whole video is most definitely just theory. And then, he's gonna tell you, learn how to, this is called selling the implementation. Sell the implementation, and then if I'm guessing this is probably like, I don't know, $1,000. That, let's see. Yeah, $1,500. And this is what you call sell the implementation. This is how he eats. So, which shows that this video is probably just crap and probably just a bunch of theory and just a promotion of this thing. So, that's basically the YouTube secret. And why can you trust us? Is because when we do our shit, we don't sell the implementation. Instead, we sell the personalization. So it means that we give away all the secrets and we give away all the implementation. That is why you can trust us. So the next thing is you should learn is that anything that is paid is usually good. And the key point here is that as long as it's by someone that you trust. For example, Adonis School Getting Things Done book 2-hour writer course. These is very good resources. Adonis School is only $129 a month, but Hamza puts in years of his experience. I don't even know, probably 5 to 10 years of experience. He made 20 plus premium courses and he compressed all of them in one paid community. He put it all there for $129 a month, and he has a very high quality community where like-minded people like us will be there and socialize and learn from each other. So, which is why paid courses, communities, and books are the best, because they take a long ass time to make, and you're basically getting years of experience in days. So, the main places to find high quality information is, as I said, recommendations from people you look up to, basically referrals. For example, it's like friends you can trust. For example, like the person that you can see right now, Jamie. He's my best friend. So whatever books and whatever resources he does give me, I will believe him, I will trust him, because I know that he knows what I know, he knows what I love, and he will give me the best information that's catered towards me. So these are the people that you can basically trust because they have built their reputation as someone that you can trust and someone that gives out high quality information. Naval Ravikant, Alex Hormozi, Andrew Huberman, Danko, Hamza Ahmed. These are just a few of these guys. So now let's talk about the information sources. So anything when it comes to online, any information online is usually bad. It's not the knowledge that's bad. It's the fact that you don't actually absorb anything at all. Let me give you an example. So let's go to headline.com. Let's go to this, right? Let's go see, okay? We're here now. So the first thing you see is, okay, some interesting hyperlinks. And then when you scroll down, you see that almost every section there will be this hyperlink. You see, this hyperlink might look like it's nothing, but this hyperlink actually makes you think like, let's say when you're reading an article, your focus is 95%. But when you are looking at this hyperlink, you're making decisions whether or not you should click it or not. And every section you see this appearing and you'll be like, oh, should I click this? Is it important? And when you do that small decision, it might look like nothing's happening. And even this pop-up, or if there's any ads, which my Brave browser doesn't have, it actually reduces your focus each time. So it means by the end you finish the article, you see all these hyperlink, and until you finish the end, you actually don't remember probably 90% of what you're reading. Because online encourages you to click a bunch of links and just skim. Come on. When you go to an article, you don't actually read the whole thing. You just go here and you usually just skim, like you're like, oh, okay, meditation, oh, mindfulness, oh, okay. And you don't even finish the whole thing, and then you just leave and you don't remember shit and you don't take action. So that's also one thing why online is so trash. And so now let's look at the information sources, which is good and which is bad. So YouTube videos, long form, only like Huberman and some others who are like long form and unfiltered and actually gives you like timestamps, all that, those are good. But again, it's not 80-20 because again, as I said that quote, they hide the implementation. They'll tell you all this stuff, by the end they'll say, link in the description below, buy my course, give me $2,000 and I'll teach you how. Because again, they need to eat. So YouTube podcast is, from what Jamie told me, it's great for picking people's mind. And what does that mean? It means that you're able to understand how this type of person actually thinks. Let's say Jamie likes to watch Hamza Unfiltered. So the reason he likes to watch Hamza Unfiltered is because he loves Hamza. And Hamza Unfiltered is basically just him being unfiltered. And it allows Jamie to understand who Hamza is, because Hamza just, he just vomits his own mind, and it just allows him to connect better with Hamza and allows him to feel more intellectual because that's his identity. But the problem with the YouTube podcast, the unfiltered stuff, or any podcast, except for Andrew Human, is the fact that it's not really good or no good at all for practical and valuable content, because they just vomit out their thoughts. They don't really give you the how-to, practical, valuable content like what I'm doing right now. And Horses
Junna,
is in... Yes?
I just want to cut in for a second for the videos right now. There's no error with the thing, you don't have to worry about it. I just like to add a point for YouTube podcasts, because I don't think Junta really explained it well. It's because he is a person that didn't really watch much of YouTube podcasts, whereas I used to consume a shit ton, bro. I was watching that Iman Gaji, and afterwards I started learning about, the whole secret of tell them the gems behind the implementation. I was doing all of that, right? That's when I realized all of that. But the main reason why I love to watch unfiltered content, like literally no edit at all. And when I'm talking about no edit, I'm not talking about Alex Hormozi. Oops.
No, just keep talking. Nothing happened.
Yeah, I'm not talking about those Alex Hormozi type videos where the latest Alex Hormozi videos is when he would fucking do all these crazy edits. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the guy literally just press record and just talks to the camera. And literally, while Junta having that error just now, we're not going to cut it out. I want to see stuff like that where it just seems more natural and it's actually unfiltered. Those are the stuff that I love to watch. First of all, they don't fucking ping your brain every 30 seconds with this pop up, which literally saps your attention. I'll talk about that in a separate lecture. But the main value when it comes to this is that I would like to correct Junta. There's actually some practical, and there may be some gems depending on who you're watching. There may be some gems and there may be some practical content, but it's just not a high ROI. You will get a higher return on investment if you're watching a book. When you're watching a book, because most of the time, when you're reading. Oh wait, when you're reading a book, sorry. This is unfiltered talk, by the way. We're not going to edit any of this, but when you're reading a book, it's because when you're reading a book, you have a table of content and it's just more thought out. Think about the effort it takes to create a book compared to a unfiltered YouTube video. How an unfiltered video works is he just press record. It takes him like 30 minutes to record the video. A book literally takes years, and great ones takes tens and decades to fucking create. So think about the effort there. Think of the intention. So the great thing about YouTube podcasts, I'm not shitting on them by the way, I think they are still amazing, is it allows you to see how the other person thinks. So for example, I'm watching Hamza Unfiltered. Watching Hamza Unfiltered doesn't really give me that many practical points compared to a book, but it really allows me to understand the mindset of Hamza. It really allows me to see, okay, how does Hamza think? Or if I'm watching like an Alex Hormozi, back when he used to make those really unfiltered stuff, those are really old, but he used to do some. You can go scroll through, but it's just not worth it in my opinion. If you're really looking for practical stuff, you want to know how to make money, exactly how to make money, the step-by-step procedures, go read a book like 100 million offers, 100 million leads. Go read that instead of like going to watch like an Andrew Tate emergency fucking meeting podcast just to learn about money. I'll talk about later why watching YouTube podcasts may be a cope actually, but I believe it's great to pick apart someone's brain and to really see how does the person think, to really understand his thought processes. And that's what YouTube podcasts are really great for. You know, those like person to person. This is like more like a lecture, so it's not really a podcast, right? But that's why I think YouTube podcasts are great. And I believe you should only be using this if you're like-minded like us on this journey of self-improvement. I believe you should only be using this for entertainment, for times where you're just like at 12 o'clock when you're having brain fog and shit. Put this on, because I believe there is value in understanding. Of course, this person has to be legit, understanding how a person thinks. I think that's extremely valuable, because when you see like a successful person, you're able to understand his mindset, how he thinks, and it really affects your actions. The reason why I'm here today and I'm able to speak with such conviction and just no stuttering. Actually, stuttering is another thing I'll talk about, but the reason why I'm the person I am today is because of mainly YouTube podcasts. I used to consume a ton, and in the midst of it, I understood the mindset of how Hamza speaks. So I may actually sound a little bit like Hamza, right? Because I took that from him and other creators as well. So that's why I believe YouTube podcast is great. If you want to pick apart someone's mind and really understand their mindset and download that mindset into your brain. But otherwise, if you're looking for practical, valuable, detailed content, really detailed, like you want to exactly learn how addictions work, how an offer works, those practical gems, go read a book. There's so much more valuable. If you're trying to learn about money, go through Alex Hormozi's 100 million offers, go through Alex Hormozi's 100 million leads. Watching a podcast will not serve you for that purpose. But Jinder, please continue.
All right. Thank you for adding that on. So now let's move to courses. Courses are generally, I've been more experienced with courses rather than YouTube podcasts, to be honest, and YouTube videos. But courses are generally trash. I went through Udemy, I went through Coursera, I went through Masterclass. Yes, it might look some very high quality, expert stuff, but the problem is, it's just not that good in terms of value and practically compared to books. But of course, the only exception here is, it's great if you're a beginner, and it's great especially if it's from referrals. If, for example, like what I said about the 2-hour writer course, this was from a referral. I learned about Danko, who created this course, from Hamza, and that's why it's a good referral. And I watched that course. It was actually really, really good. It transformed my writing from day and night when I was doing Twitter last time. And articles, I don't think so I have to talk too much. I just showed you why articles are trash. Even though you went to jamesclear.com, the highest quality like knowledge article out there, it's still gonna be not so good, because if you can't even absorb it unless you print out the thing, but come on, not a lot of people can do that. Then don't read articles. Only read articles only for when you really need to. For example, when I was setting up a new OS, yes, I needed articles because I couldn't really use other things or ChatGPT, which I'll talk about later. But at the end, in general, they're just too shallow. Most articles are just very shallow. They're like YouTube videos. It's basically like YouTube videos but text format, because they miss a lot of pieces. They'll tell you this, but they don't show you the whole picture. They just tell you some parts, and they don't tell you some other parts. Some other parts that you want to learn, well, you're then behind a paywall. And again, you skim too much, and it's too much distractions. So, right. If you want to know the 80-20 of like which social medium is the best, just do 99-1 formula, which is take 90% of your time on books, 9% of your time on paid courses and community, like for example Adonis School, really good, and maybe long form videos. And I think Jamie already mentioned it just now, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, I would like to explain on that further. When it comes to long form videos, like I mentioned, I genuinely believe you don't need to set like a deep work block to again watch an Andrew Tate emergency meeting. I believe it's just something that you just, like for example, you want to watch Modern Wisdom, that you don't have to block out 2 hours. I've literally heard this from Hamza and stuff. You don't fucking block out time to watch like a Tate podcast, or you don't block out time to just watch like, I want to watch like a Jordan Peterson podcast. Unless it's like a lecture like this, yes, you can block up some learning time. But I feel like these kind of stuff is like when you're listening, when you're on a car ride, when you're on like a 2-hour long car ride, and you just want some entertainment, or you just want to wind down before bed for whatever reason, or you just want to wind down and just be entertained. As long as you put up your hands and you say, yup, I'm here to be entertained, and that's all. And you don't fucking cope and say, I'm here to learn about money from Andrew Tate, bro. No. Don't fucking lie, bro. I was in that shoes. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. You try to cope and say, I'm here because like, but you're not there for that. You're there because Andrew Tate just got out of jail and you want to learn about, you want to fucking, I don't know. I don't even know why I used to watch Andrew Tate podcasts. I think it's because like I just liked him, you just liked him. Yes, that's fine. Just raise up your hand and say, okay, I'm here for entertainment, and don't be a fucking bitch. Another thing I'd like to talk about is articles. I'd like to elaborate on that further. articles, like what Junta said just now, he said it's similar to YouTube videos, but I even argue that articles are worse. Because in YouTube videos, depending on what you watch, there's going to be a lot of pop-up ads and all that shit, but the worst thing about articles is you cannot actually finish an article. I'm not even kidding, you cannot actually finish an article. And what I mean by that is, look at what Junta just showed you just now. He showed you the meditation shit. Instead of that, you get a shit ton of hyperlinks. Videos, you don't have that. Maybe they may have some cards, but actually they're probably more or less the same depending on what you watch. But most videos, they're not giving you a fucking hyperlink every second where you have to click, and you wonder why you can't finish any articles, and you found out like, wait, why am I in this article in the first place? It's because when you're starting an article, most of the times you're faced with all this hyperlink shit, and then you're like, oh, what's this? And then you click and then you go view the other article, and it just kind of leaves you in this loop of just being in a hyperlink kind of shit or whatever. But I just like to add that on the 99-1 formula. If possible, just avoid articles, bro. And honestly, why the fuck are you even trying to learn from articles, bro? I honestly don't see the point of that. Use your time for literally what we said, Jonathan. Use your time for better things, bro. Your time is so much more worth than that, honestly. But continue, please.
And yeah, I'm gonna go even more deeper about what Jamie taught. I'm pretty sure he taught something like this already. Why quality books are the highest ROI quality information. As he said, great books, for example, it takes 10 years. You're basically a book, let's say, I don't know, GTD for example. Let's say this book, I don't know how long he took, they don't really say, but let's say it took 10 hours, right? I mean 10 years. And you're compressing it, you're getting all that knowledge and all that experience that he wrote, that he revised for years. A book does not take 3 hours, a book does not take one month. A great book will take probably few years of revision, of editing again and again to give you the best final product. When you do read, you actually learn a lot from the practical and the valuable content. So for example, GTD, right? There's this one thing, before I had GTD, my workflow was fucking horrible. It was absolutely chaotic. I always had to put everything into my mind. I had to put all the tasks, everything, reminders all in my head. But he told me, this is one of the things that you don't actually have to decide things right now. You don't have to make a decision now. You just put it into something called the someday maybe list, which means that you can just defer something to every Friday, and only every Friday will I look at this, and will I only make a decision, okay, do I want to cut my hair? If yes, okay. If not, I'll just delete it and it's gone, and I don't have to keep worrying about it, anxiety, having, oh shit, do I need to cut my hair now or what, and then just put it in the paper and it just disappears. And this is one of the things that really helped me a lot. So things like Meditation, 7 Habits, Way of Superman, these are other great books that took a really long time. And of course, they don't have this hyperlink crap. If it's a great book, they will not have hyperlink crap. Maybe they will have like some additional information, which is fine. If you want to read, just read. If not, nothing. And it's just, there's no distractions. There is no sudden ad pop up. There's no sudden, oh, join my email list. Even though he does do that, they'll be all the way at the end. He's not going to do it at the start, join my email list or some crap like that. And it's also very good because it's complete. It's not broken. It's not like you need to, it's just complete information. It's not like he gives you step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then he's like, oh, step 8, sorry, no. Most of the time it's okay. I mean, there's the one book that Jamie read that was not like that. He want to upsell his course, which is a different matter, but that's not really a great book. Let
me just explain. That's like the silver mind control method. If you're in self-improvement, you're trying to look into that. Those fucking guys are total scums, if I say so myself. I read the book, and yeah, it's all cool, but then they tell you, hey, if you, like, exactly like fucking YouTube videos, they give you all the gems, like, wow, this is amazing, how do I apply? And then when you get there, they're telling you, oh, please buy my $2,000 course. Fucking garbage, honestly. Avoid those books and just any content like that possible. Like, honestly, yeah. I mean, people have to eat, bro. Like, you have to understand. If you want to find great information, you have to find from those, you need to think about the intention. Because for a book, you paid for that shit, bro. You paid like $20. Yeah, that's why we said that books is the highest return on investment, because books are relatively cheap. You can get an EPUB version. You can get like on Kindle. I saw like Alex Hormozi, he did for like $10. You can get gems like that for $10 on the fucking Kindle, and it's paid, bro. They've already got their money, so they have nothing else to sell you, unless they want to sell you onto the other stuff. But it's in the end, books don't fucking sell you midway through, and that's why we just have to elaborate by saying that most free videos, all those stuff, they're not as great as you think they are. If you found them valuable, then I would really just recommend you to join their community, because it's going to be so much more better. Because again, that's the intention. They want to give you the gems first, and then they want to sell you the implementation. So if you want to take your education seriously, start investing. Start investing into your education. Nothing is free. Like Warren Buffett said, there's no such thing as free lunch. There is no such thing as free lunch. I don't give a fuck who you are. Anyone tells you in this world, oh, you don't need to do this. There's so much free things online. Bullshit. Complete bullshit. Unless you're a fucking beginner, then yeah, sure, it may help you. But chances are, if you're watching a lecture like this, you know that you can't just fucking sit there and like go through all this beginner stuff. That's for the beginners, bro. If you want to take your shit seriously, if you want to get to the next level, you have to start investing into your education. There's no such thing as free lunch. Okay, you can continue. That's just my siren.
Yeah, as long as you filter properly, books are the best the best source for learning anything.
Yeah.
You see, 99% of people can't deep read. Just look around you. Look at your friends. Look at your classmates. Look at your teacher.
Yeah.
They can't deep read. And you know what deep read means? By the way, deep read, highlight this, deep read. This is not reading. Anyone can read. You can read. When you're scrolling on Instagram, you're reading. But deep reading is a completely different matter. Deep reading is when you are immersed fully into another world. The world of the author's thoughts, ideas, and basically his theory. And when you deep read, it feels very intellectually different. It's like meditation in a way, but it's like, it just feels very intellectual. And when you do read, you feel like your brain's actually like growing. Like I can physically feel like your brain's growing, your head's gonna hurt. And it's actually a 1% skill. And the reason it's a 1% skill is because a lot of people deep read, but they deep read trash books. They deep read books that don't need to be deep read. Which is why, if you are able to master, oh my goodness, my mouse. If you are able to master this, I dare say that this is a 0.1% skill. If you deep read great books, not good books, not okay books, not trash books, but great books. If you're able to apply this entire lecture, if you're able to find the absolute correct with very high percent accuracy of the highest quality books, that's a 0.1% skill. People like Naval Ravikant, people like Hamza Ahmed, I think people like Elon Musk as well, they all read great books. Naval Ravikant talks about himself that he doesn't even read the trash books. He skims, and if it's bad, he'll throw it away. He's not going to continue reading. Most people like me last time, I didn't know. I thought that, oh, I'm 1% now because I'm reading books. No. You need to read great books. Oh my goodness. But yeah. And the 3 fastest way to find the highest quality books that most definitely is going to save you, not just hours, bro. You're going to save yourself a lot of frustration, a lot of time. If you read trash books, no wonder you don't like books. It's because you're reading trash books. That's why you keep saying you hate reading. So, the 3 fastest way to find high quality books is obviously people you trust. This is the main principle here. Out of this entire lecture, the main principle when it comes to finding any high quality information, doesn't matter if it's books, podcasts or what, it's just by people that you trust. People that has built their reputation, people like Danko, Hamza Ahmed, they've built their brand. They've built their reputation that, yes, I'm a person that gives out great value. I'm a person that knows what I'm talking about. So for example, Alex Hormozi, right? If Alex Hormozi puts out another book tomorrow, people are going to buy. I will buy too, because it is a book that's going to be great, because it's by Alex Hormozi. Doesn't matter what he comes out with tomorrow, people are going to buy, and it's going to be great. So the next thing is books list. For example, Naval's, Ravikant's book list. This could probably last you a lifetime, honestly, because there's a shit ton of books here, and these are all probably highly likely great books. If you're someone that loves Naval Ravikant, you're gonna love what he told you. You're gonna know that the books that he told you is gonna be great. They're not gonna be trash. He's not gonna give you a trash book. And the next would be, of course, ChatGPT 4. So let me just show you how long does it actually take when you don't use ChatGPT 4. So let's go to Brave. Let's say I'm trying to solve this problem. Okay, let's say I'm trying to solve this attention span problem, right? So usually, you probably do this. You go here, you go to best book on improving attention span, Goodreads. Maybe you might go through any of these. Oh shit, I'm sure you can see this. Yeah, let's say you go to these type of stuff, bookriot.com or I don't know, realsimple.com, and you probably take like 3 hours just scrolling here and looking like, oh, what's this? Oh wait, that's not even the thing. Yeah, oh, what's this? And you find out that, oh, this is actually wrong. And then you go here again or something like this. Oh wait, what am I? This is the wrong place. Never mind, let's go to Penguin. Alright, let's go to Penguin. Alright, you go here, What the heck? Oh,
Dude,
there you go.
This, I mean, I'll just like to add on. This is exactly why you don't want to fucking do this, bro. Why not you just delegate to an artificial intelligence that literally browses the web for you, literally goes through the database, and you just have to ask him. By the way, we're giving out GPT for free in the description below.
Yeah.
You can use that to literally find. Literally, we use that ourselves. Why not you just ask him? Don't fucking waste. I mean, of course, ChatGPT costs like I think what $20 a month. The best investment you ever made in your life. I don't even. If you read as much as us and your job depends on it, bro. You'll be a fool if you're not investing into ChatGPT 4. I'm not even kidding. Especially in this generation, I don't care who the fuck you are, teacher, student, fucking baby, bro. ChatGPT is gonna fucking change your life. You're a fool if you don't use ChatGPT 4 in especially 2024. You're a fucking fool, bro. I don't want to offend you or anything, but genuinely, you're a fool. And you go through like methods like this, thinking like, oh yep, I can do things for free. There's a reason why they're free, bro. Think about that. Free does not mean good. There's no such thing as free lunch. And you have to go through all this shit, destroy your attention span even further when you see all these fucking hyperlinks, all this garbage. Why go through all of that when you can just ask the AI? I don't even think you need 4 actually. You know, if you're really that broke, just use 3.5. 3.5 is as good, and then you just have to like train the bot, but just ask ChatGPT 3.5. It's not as good, but it's better than doing this. Just fucking ask him, bro. My goal is attention span. Okay, I have a really big. Tell me details, by the way. I have a fucking big problem with attention span. I'm on TikTok 24/7.
I'll be showing them.
Oh, do that instead of fucking doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fucking show them how to do it. I think I'm gonna fucking spoil this whole lecture if I. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Look, when you're here, you're like, oh yeah, so interesting. It's this book, that book, that book. And the thing is, the problem is, yes, they give you an exhaustive list, but the problem is the exhaustive list is the fact that you don't actually know which one will actually solve your problem. Right? How do you know? You go here, you go to Penguins, you go search out the Amazon or the Goodreads, and you're like, okay, Power Hour. And you do this for each individual book, whichever that interests you the most. But you see, you are wasting a lot of your time because you're going to have to skim the introduction. You're going to go to the Power Hour, let's say Power Hour, and you go Amazon, right? You go read the damn sample. Oh my god, the mouse. You read the sample. Oh shit. You read the sample, and it takes you at least 15 to 20 minutes per book. And this is going to keep overwhelming you because you don't actually know which is it. And especially if you're someone that, and again, you're reading this on the PC by the way, so you're not actually going to remember that much. So now let's actually show you how this is going to work. This is going to be the GPT that I'm going to show you how this is going to work. One moment. Oh my goodness.
Oh, we probably have to close this chat, so we're probably gonna leak some of our. Oh, it's closed already. Okay, I see.
That's really close.
Yeah, perfect.
All right. So now we're trying to solve the attention span, right? So you tell Clearwater, you tell ChatGPT, you tell him, okay, I have this attention span. Oh shit, attention span problem. I am not. Oh my goodness. I'm not able to read for long.
Bro.
In about 30 minutes, I start fidgeting around and I can't focus. I want to be able to read for hours. I want to be able. Oh my goodness. Oh shit. Excuse my unprofessionalism. I want to be able to deep read for hours at end and fix my attention span problem. Give me a list of books to solve my problem. And from here, he's going to help you filter. I've already trained this bot to be able to help you focus. I mean, to be able to filter the highest quality books for you and the most relevant books for you. And of course, D was the first one. Okay, let's just let it do the thing. Alright. So now you might get overwhelmed like, oh shit, there's so many books. So from here, you can tell there's already a description that tells you what this is about. So if I want to solve my problem, I can just tell him, instead of telling him like you could tell him which book is the most relevant, but in case you don't actually know which book is the most relevant, just tell him the contrast. So the most highly convenient one is probably 1, 2, and 4. So I'm just tell him contrast book 1, 2, and 4 according to my goals. And then he's gonna tell you exactly personalized recommendation, telling you which is the best for you, what is the relevance and whatnot. So you can just see this.
Also, just one thing to add on. If for some reason it gives you books that you don't even know at all, like what even are these books, you can literally ask him to contrast every book. So it doesn't matter, and you can literally ask it to contrast based on your needs, bro. So just to add on, in case you don't know which books to contrast, it's not that big of a deal. Just ask him to contrast all books then.
Yes. So just tell him to contrast, just read this thing, and you'll be able to instantly know which book. But of course, since I literally done this before, I already know which book it is. It's The Shallows. You read this, and this is literally the reason why we switched our OS from Windows, the most convenient OS in the entire world, and we switched to Linux Mint. And Linux Mint is basically a very customizable Linux package or something like that, which honestly brought us hell, but it's actually very minimalistic. My PC is actually, I can't show you right now because I'm using another PC, but it's completely black. It's blank. There's no notifications, there's no pop-up, no weird stuff. It's all because I wanted to save my attention span, which is why we searched this up. So let's say you already know that you want to read The Shallows. Let's say you already kind of confirm, but to really triple confirm, you use another bot, which is going to be linked in the description. This is not our bot though. This is a bot by, I don't know by who. So you just tell him The Shallows. And when you tell him, he's going to ask you a bunch of questions like, maybe need to blur that, maybe not. Okay, so you just tell him, okay, he's going to ask you questions because this GPT wants to give you a personalized recommendation a personalized summary. So you just tell him, okay, I want a detailed chapter by chapter summary. I am most interested in fixing my attention span problem of not being able to read that long. Are you looking for practical tips such as mitigate internets, or are you more interested in theoretical understanding? Well, no need to write. And just tell him the exact reason why you want to read this book and what problem are you trying to solve. And then he's going to summarize based on your needs. And so he's going to give you this stuff. And yes, I've already read this book before. Really good book. And Jamie's going to make a lecture on that book. I think it's called Digital Minimalism he's going to be doing. And yeah, from here, you'll be able to tell, okay, is this book really for me? So you will see the chapter by chapter summary. Then you will know whether or not this is actually the correct book. If this is the wrong book, which highly likely is not, you go back to the same Clearwater bot, the GPT, and you ask him again. And you basically contrast with, let's say, D word and flow state. And then from then, and this, you can finish, by the way, this in like 20 to 30 minutes. Probably even faster depending on how well you give the details to this ChatGPT bot. And you'll be able to basically find your book, buy that thing, read it, and very high chance, actually this is why I said 90+% accuracy, it will be the correct book. And you will not need to, bruh, this is trash. And you're forcing yourself to read, but it's actually just the wrong book. So yeah, that is the whole thing. So in case you're wondering where to store your books, let's say you had a lot of fun with Clearwater and you popped out like 50 books and you don't really know how to store your books. I would recommend you to store it in Notion and store it based on interest level. Why? Is because I've been doing this for many years and interest level works the best for me, which is like I just put a bunch of these books here that I do love, and I think most of that is from Clearwater, or half of that is from Clearwater, because Clearwater is something I made quite late. So interest level basically means like you come back here like any day and you just kind of look at what is your most highest interest and you just read that book, because there's so many, you'll be able to differentiate which is the lowest, and this is just a bunch of stuff that I most likely would not read. And forget about Goodreads. Do not store your books on Goodreads. It's not a good platform, because if you're on Goodreads, their recommendation engine is just not so good. So I do not recommend it to store there at all. So the fastest way, and this is the third step, which is the fastest way to learn anything in this entire world, is obviously mentorship. Why? It's because, just think about it. When you're trying to learn something, someone out there in this 7 billion population has already done what you have, has already done what you want. And he has already failed for you. He has went through, let's say you're trying to become a chess grandmaster. Being a chess grandmaster would take, let's say, 8 years. And you're not going to be able to become a chess grandmaster if you do not have a mentor, if you do not have someone to teach you what are the mistakes that you should be avoiding. Because if you do it alone, if you play chess alone without anyone, you're not going to be able to become grandmaster at all. And this basically makes you get there 100 times faster, because he has already done what you have, and you're basically buying his experience. And yeah, Jamie, this is your part.
Oh yeah, just to elaborate further on mentorship, you can literally look around you, bro. Look at the people you look up to. I'm not even kidding, every single one, every single person that you look up to has a mentor at the top, and that's the reason why at the top. You don't fucking see, for example, let's take the UFC. I really love the UFC, right? Let's take the UFC. You don't see anyone that's a champion and doesn't have a fucking coach. You don't see that. You don't see a guy that's like a champion and he just goes to those group classes. You don't see any of that. People at the top have mentors, and you know why? You know why mentorship is the best way to learn? It's because you can literally just ask him. You don't need to read tens of thousands of books to find your answer. You just ask the guy, how do I go from point A to point B? Okay, based on you, I'm going to personalize, make a whole game plan for you. I'll get you from point A to point B. And of course, if you're watching this right now, most likely there's going to be two kinds of person. You're going to be like, yep, I've experienced mentorship. I know how it's like. Mentorship is the key to go. There's going to be the other one, which used to be me in the past. I used to fucking shit on these guys. I used to be exactly like you if you're the second guy. I used to fucking shit on mentorship. I was like, no, I don't need to do this. I can learn it on myself, bro. Fucking read books, bro. I'm gonna be a self-polymath genius. Doesn't fucking work. You live in the fucking real world. In order to succeed, in order to get to your location from point A to point B extremely fast, you need to have a mentor. And let me tell a story about my time when I was an apprentice. So there was this time in Enhanced Haven. This is currently Intellectualism. Oh fuck, we have to record a channel trailer after this. But the channel now is called Intellectualism. But before this, we had a channel called Enhanced Haven. And we used to do those fucking not Adonis, what the fuck did I say? Those really highly edited self-improvement videos. We used to do those. You know, you go on YouTube, you saw it. I'm not sure if you've seen any of this. You know, I don't really know what our audiences watch, but I'm pretty sure you've seen this where you see like people talk about 5 tips, the 5 tips for fitness. Pretty much like Iman Gaji type videos and the latest Alex Hormozi videos where they give like a pop-up, try to hook your attention. Those highly dopamine edited videos is what they call them. We used to do a bunch of that. And at one point of the journey, we had to improve our thumbnails. We were doing all the flashy stuff, zoom in, zoom out, with animations popping out. We were doing all that great. But there was this one time in our journey where we had to really take our thumbnails to the next level. We were basically creating thumbnails on Canva and they were awful, right? And the ones that were getting a shit ton of views were literally animated thumbnails. So instead of, because we were literally broke, right? Instead of actually paying someone like £50 to fucking get like a professionally drawn animated type thumbnail, we were too broke to do that. I decided to just opt for AI. So I tried many different things, Mid-Journey, ChatGPT, like DALL-E 3, all that crap. I even went to like Stable Diffusion, like all this crazy AI stuff, and I got nowhere. I'm not even kidding, 7 days, I've just searched the web, trying to do it on myself, like, oh, I'm just gonna learn it myself, do all this shit. Nothing. I'm not even kidding, nothing. I was making like shit, I was making nothing, no progress at all. Until one day, I got so fucking desperate, I just scrolled through every single, like, everywhere I could go, and I found this one comment out of, like, how many fucking web pages in the web, one fucking comment on YouTube, and I just clicked this guy and like DM'd him, and of course his DM was open, and I was like, there's no way this guy's gonna reply to me, right? This guy's like fucking 10,000 subscribers, he won't fucking reply to me. A day later I checked, he replied to me, he's like, yeah sure, I'll help you, bro. And of course, I got really lucky at the time, and it's probably because of the fact that we're all in self-improvement, because the other guy that messaged was also on self-improvement, so we just talked, and he agreed to become my mentor for the time being, and he really did taught me the step-by-steps, because dude, think about how we talked about mentorship just now. This guy's already achieved what I wanted. I wanted to make animated thumbnails. He's already done it. So I straight away went to him. How do I get from point A to point B? He literally told me, okay, do this and do this. I did both of that shit. And in 24 fucking hours, I made an AI thumbnail. Exactly like the top guys at the top. You see Iman Gaji, you see Hamza in like 2022 when he did all the animation shit. Far from weak, I had their thumbnail. I literally had their thumbnail, their style. I stole it in 24 hours just because this guy told me how to use the AI and copy their style. So contrast that. Imagine how fucking powerful is that. In 24 hours I managed to achieve that when people paid thousands of dollars to just customize it. I told an AI to do it. I trained the AI myself. In 24 hours I got it done. And for a long time people asked me, oh, what do you use on the comments? But that time I was just in this own mindset of like, oh, I'm not going to tell anyone because it's my secret and stuff. But that's just to contrast what a mentor can do for you. You don't need to read books, and honestly, mentorship is king. Books is like second, because when it comes to books and all the other stuff online, they're in a way for a general audience. When James Clear is making Atomic Habits, for example, he's not making Atomic Habits for you, bro. He's making Atomic Habits for a general audience, right? A few thousand people, a few million maybe. But what a mentorship program is doing is it's tailored towards you. so your problems get solved. And who knows, James Clear book may help you, but it won't help you as effectively if you were to pay like James Clear $10,000 for an hour. And I know it may sound ridiculous, but I'm not even kidding. It's worth it for those guys, like for 1 hour of their time, because it's just so valuable. And I've really experienced it like firsthand with Rick, and of course Junta. Actually, he literally did a Zoom call with Andrew Kirby, and holy fuck, he literally changed the trajectory of our channel. And eventually we did got like a, I don't know if it's mentorship or whatever, but like we got a video from Hamza, which he did helped us in like our navigating our path through on YouTube. But that's just the importance of it. And I feel like that was like about 40 minutes or something. I think it was a 40-minute thing, but that's the power of mentorship. And of course, I'm not affiliated with Adonis School or anything. I swear to God, I just think that I just want to really. I'm not even kidding, bro. Like, I'm not gonna put you like a referral link or anything. I'm not part of the Adonis School team, but really, this is really the power of mentorship. Like, I used to shit on it so much, but when I really went to Adonis School, when I went to 200 Writers, when I was looking through all these high quality shit, that's when I realized, and that's when it clicked. Shit, man. I'm just arrogant. And I hope that really changes at least one guy's belief today, because that belief stick to me for a long time. That mentorship, like, I can do it myself, bro. Fucking idiots, bro. Fucking, they're arrogant. And I'm not even saying that you're an idiot. I was an idiot too, bro. I learned from it, so please learn from my mistakes. But that's just my story on AI generated thumbnails and mentorship. But Juno, you can continue.
I think this is my last. Yep, it is. It's time for your.
Oh shoot, yeah, I think it's my one now. I think he was lagging or something. Oh wait, I think that's my mouse. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Stop sharing.
Okay. Yeah, I think you guys can see my screen. Canva's over here. Okay. Oops. You guys have to give me 1 second. This is why we're unfiltered as fuck, because we're not gonna edit any of this shit. I think you guys can see, right? Ignore what is on the screen right now. I'll explain. It will make much more sense in a bit. Okay. You can see my screen, right? Whatever. Alright, so now I think you're lagging, but you can just like, keep quiet, because like, yeah, it's okay. Alright, so now let's talk about the bonuses. I've just made my own module inside of Junto's course or lecture, but let's just talk about the bonus that I like to teach with you guys, and that is the must-have extensions. This is the first part, and this is the YouTube edition, because look, I've talked to you guys about watching our lectures, right? Because we don't fucking hide anything, and we tell you the truth, and there's like Hamza and filter all that stuff. And these are just tools that I personally use that really saved me so much brain power, and it just allowed me to use YouTube purposefully. So let me show you how it looks like. And the first extension I like to talk about is Unhooked. And what this does is, I'll just show you, basically hides all the garbage when it comes to YouTube videos. So usually, this is how your YouTube homepage will look like. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, look at the amount of ads over here, like all these fucking garbage YouTube shorts. It's all designed to hook you, and I don't blame them. YouTube is a business at the end of the day. They have to hook you. That's how they make money. This is what Unhooked does. From this, it turns into this. This is literally how my homepage looks like. No fucking garbage, no nothing. And when I'm watching a video, this is how it looks like. Nothing. No comments, no scrolling down garbage, nothing, bro. Look at this. This is insane. And if you don't have Unhooked, bro, you're really missing out. So right now, an actionable step is download Unhooked. And what I really recommend, another setting that you could actually do for Unhooked is, you see over here, there's a lot of customization. You can hide the comments and all that stuff, but usually playlists will be off. Hype playlist will be on. I really recommend you to turn it off, and that really just allows you to see playlists if you're like watching a playlist. And also, it'll enable this extension, which I'll talk about later. So that's what Unhooked does, right? Unhooked, get it right now. The next thing I'd like to talk about is to hide the YouTube viewers and ratings extension. And what this does is, first of all, it prevents distractions, because usually when you're like searching up stuff, for example over here, like I'm searching up some improvement, it just hides the fucking viewers over here. Whereas if like I'm using like a normal browser, I literally just contrasted this for you guys, it will look something like this, where you can see all the fucking views over here, and they most likely will affect your decision, right? For example, will you watch this video compared to this video that has like 1 million views that's made by Hamza? Most likely you're gonna click this video. It's gonna affect your fucking decision making, where this video actually may be better. And it could be like our lectures, our lectures are most likely only gonna get 300 views because there's not many intelligent guys out there. And that's why I just turn it off, is because I don't want that to affect my decision. I want to be able to watch a video for a video's sake, and that's what it really does. So get that. Because once you get it, your YouTube will literally look like this, bro. No fucking views, no garbage, so it does not fuck up my decision making. Like, if I'm here to watch a video on David Goggins, I won't watch How to Improve Yourself right now because he has like 1 million views. It does not affect me whatsoever. And what this does, it also blocks like the likes or any of that shit, so I don't get to be affected. Like, oh, this video has more likes, so I'm gonna watch it. Nope, none of that. It doesn't fuck me up. I'm here to learn, and I'm here to just watch David Goggins by Andrew Human or whatever. So get this extension, life changing. Next thing is to hide the YouTube channel thumbnails. Avoids you from being hooked, because look, compared to this, right, where I can actually purposefully just go to this video because there's no distraction, compare that to like this, where I'm getting bombarded by all these fucking split tested. And one thing I also want to mention, that I used to be in this same field, and I'm not gonna lie, my thumbnails actually look something like this animated type style. But one thing that the creator won't tell you is the thumbnails are literally split tested. They split tested many different thumbnails by putting small details so that it can hook you even more. And what this extension does is it just blocks all this shit. So for example, if I'm here to watch a video on like fucking Hamza's video on how to start leveling up, right? I won't get fucking distracted by like this fucking bad ideas like this. I'm not gonna lie, hot take, this guy's video is trash, man. Like, I won't get hooked. Like, I see, okay, what's this video about? Like, I won't be distracted. You know, none of that bullshit. I'm here just to watch Hamza's video. Here, no fucking garbage, and that's what you want. And honestly, watching this video right now, fucking download it. If you don't have this, download it right now. That's how you start using YouTube more intentionally. The next part of this extension bonus I like to talk about is the Synthesizer edition. And what a Synthesizer is basically, in short, is basically like extensions for you to like learn better, like basically like retain more knowledge, right? So the first thing is to of course get ad blocker. For example, if you're using Google Chrome, I really recommend this because when you're watching a video, there's not going to be any ads popping up or any of that shit. However, if you don't mind, you can actually go download Brave Browser. Brave Browser literally does not allow ads whatsoever, so it's fucking amazing. You don't need to get any ad blockers. What this does is when you're watching a video, for example, how to improve yourself right now and why, there's no ads. You see this ads?
Not sure if
you saw that split ad second there? It just gets rid of it. And this is so important because you don't want to be watching a video when you're like learning and shit, when you're taking notes, and out of nowhere like a fucking ad pops out and fucking saps your attention span. You don't want any of that shit. So get this extension right now. Next thing is the Glass PDF and Web Highlighter plus YouTube Summary. Super good extension. It really changed my life, and it really turns books/articles. I'll talk about what type of articles in a second, into essentially books. They basically turn them into books. So how this looks like is, for example, I'm most likely you're not going to be learning from this video, right? For example, I want to watch a video on like this, how to build immense inner strength. As we've talked about earlier, Andrew Human, trusted source to actually learn from. Okay, I first of all search of self-improvement. I'm not getting hooked by any of this garbage, not seeing the views. I'm here for only human. Okay, good. I'm going to click on it. So how this will look like, the glass extension, which is right over here, which I did mention, you need to switch off if you're using Unhook. You need to switch this off because when you have this on, this thing will be gone. So how this basically works is this extension will basically pop up and it will basically transcribe this entire video and it'll just allow you to take notes, which is fucking amazing, bro. For example, I'm watching this video. Instead of watching it fucking passively and perhaps taking notes on like Notion or something, which most of the time if you're watching, you're not fucking gonna do it because you're lazy, and I understand. This thing basically does that for you. You just have to fucking click on this video and you get to take notes. Like you just, for example, you want to highlight for whatever reason. My guest today is David Goggins. You know, you want to type down here like, oh, research about David Goggins. You can literally do that. You can literally do that. Look, research about David Goggins. And boom. That basically allows you, I'm not going to fucking put it because I may come back to this video, but the point is, it basically makes your entire YouTube experience and your online browsing experience more intentional, because you can start taking notes now, like a fucking book. You can start being more intentional and actually taking notes like you're supposed to. So you want to be getting Glass PDF and Web Highlighter, and it doesn't just apply for YouTube. YouTube, it really helps with the transcribing feature, which helps your YouTube videos to be like transcribed, so you can fucking take notes. Another thing is articles, and when I mean by articles, I'm talking about like mostly school communities and like paid communities, right? So I don't really want to leak my school community, but I'll just put up an article, right? And this is just an example of how it look like. For example, James Clear, right? Like I want to take notes on James Clear's website. It basically works the same thing as well. Like I can do this, and I'll just put a note here, right? I can just type like, okay, take note of this. Really good extension. Get it right now. It basically turns your whole online web experience into like something intentional and something that you can actually take notes and learn from. Really good tools. And the last part I'd like to talk about is podcasts are honestly a cope, which I did mention about at the start of the video, but let me just get a sip of water. I'm fucking thirsty as hell. hope your attention span is actually good so you can watch me. But podcasts are basically cope, excluding Dr. Andrew Huberman. You know, we've talked about Huberman, he's legit. But besides that, I genuinely believe that most podcasts are cope. And this is actually a community post by Tim Ferriss over here, right? Just TLDR, most content look appealing, but wouldn't do anything to improve your life. That's basically what Tim Ferriss is saying. And this basically relates to people constantly telling me, and even me in the past used to be watching like emergency meeting to learn about money. They will tell you like, oh, when you ask them like, why the fuck are you watching Andrew Tate, bro? Like, shouldn't you be deep working? Oh, bro, I'm watching him to like fucking get into my bro. I'm trying to learn about money, dude. Don't lie to yourself. You're not watching the emergency meeting to learn about money. You're running away from what you're supposed to do. You're running away from your deep work. Unless you put your hands up and say, yes, I've completed my deep work task for like today, and I'm here to watch an Andrew Tate podcast to be entertained and perhaps learn about money. Cool. There, that's the problem. The problem isn't watching podcasts, it's running away from what you're supposed to do. It's literally mental masturbation in the form, and it's just that feeling productive. It's basically the whole cycle of people using, they used to talk about this on self-improvement. They used to say that, start watching self-improvement videos, start taking action. This is no different. You may think that you're more sophisticated now, you're watching podcasts, you know, with the Tate hand sign, you're like, yeah, I'm more Spartan now, I'm not watching those bullshit, I'm watching long-form content because Hamza says it's alright. Hamza didn't say it was alright to watch long-form content, he said that it was alright to watch educational long-form content, not to sit there and fucking cope to run away from your problem and just mental masturbate. That's not what he meant. So unless it's for entertainment reasons, you're fucking coping. Go ahead and fucking finish your deep work, don't fucking cope. And if you're not watching from the table of content, you're coping, right? So if you're watching podcasts for whatever reason, you need to literally watch them like this. Okay, today I'm going to learn about how to build immense inner strength. What I'm going to do now is to go to the fucking description and I'm going to go like, okay, I want to learn how to like learn about willpower. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to watch this section. And I'm going to fucking highlight and take notes. That's how you watch podcasts correctly, not by just watching there, like sitting there and watching. No. Unless you're watching for entertainment reasons. And I've said before, the problem isn't watching podcasts, it's the fact that you're running away from what you're supposed to do. And that's pretty much it, right? So, Junta, take over the last part, please, if you're not lagging. Oh shit, I think his mic is dead.
No, it's not dead. I just muted it.
Okay, so yeah, you can talk about the last part of the whole thing.
The last part is, as we talked about the mentorship program, and we talked about how mentorship is the fastest way to learn anything, we are offering a mentorship program. This is how we eat. This is how we make a living. By selling you the personalization. We will give you a most possibly 90-day game plan, and you have personalized access to us, which means that we will get an onboarding call with you, and we'll figure out what are your main problems, what are your obstacles, what do you need help with, and we're going to create a whole game plan for you. Not for anyone else, not for a general audience, but for you. And that is how we make money, and that is how we live. So yeah, that's all of it.
Wait.
Thank you for watching all the way to the end.
No, chill. I need to talk about the mentorship program more, but yeah, just to reference the mentorship program, Junta basically to talk about it, yeah, we're going to be doing that, yeah, but we're not being insincere here. When we talk about mentorship and stuff, like, bro, if Hamza's watching this video right now, like, he will understand that, yeah, mentorship is really, or any, like, high-level guy. We're not saying previously, like, the mentorship just so we can really sell your program. No, it's because we actually do believe in that, and that's why we're selling something that we believe in. We genuinely believe that mentorship, if you want to take your education to the next level and to get from point A to point B, the fastest way is to do it through a mentor. Because, look, we've done what you've wanted to do already, so why not just ask us? Why not, instead of fucking spending $500 on like 500 books, you just spend like an hour's call with us so that we can tell you exactly what you need to do, so you don't have to waste your time reading all these books and absorbing all this trash online. So that's our mentorship program, and here's what to expect from us next. Honestly, the coming soon lectures, this is like a fucking movie type stuff, but the next possible lectures we're going to be doing is digital minimalism. That's going to be done by me. I'm going to be talking about how you can it's going to be an introduction to attention span. So you're going to learn about how evil corporations use these dark manipulation tools to hook you, and it's going to be interesting. And another lecture that I'm going to be doing is essentialism, and this will basically tell you how to set up your life, how to eliminate all the garbage, and how to really focus on the one thing. And finally, there will be a lecture on taking action, which Junta is going to be doing, and that's basically when You know those YouTube videos that'll fucking tell you like, oh, take action, take action. Junta will give you a step-by-step guide on how to do that. So look forward to that. But anyways, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and learned a lot of value from us. And I don't know, I think fucking hell, the chat, he got fucked, yeah. He got fucked. Junta got fucked, but that's it for today's lecture. I hope you guys learned, and yeah, remember to click the first link in the description below right now to join our mentorship program, and we'll see you there.